Hi everyone. So if you had done some web development, you might have definitely encountered this CORS error. And this CORS error especially happen when our front end is running on different port and back end is running on different port locally. So in this video, we will see what is this CORS, how CORS policy is enforced by browsers, and what are different CORS headers. And then after that, you will be ready to fix this error next time you encounter it. So first thing, let's see the definition of CORS. So as I told, CORS is a security mechanism enforced by browsers, and its aim is to control how two origins share their resources. So if we see with this example, we have front end running on this origin localhost 550 and our backend is running on localhost 300, means localhost 3000, and these two are considered as different origins. Now since here proper CORS policy is not specified, browser is blocking the request from front end to the backend because backend do not have proper CORS headers. So browser does not know that if our front end backend really wants to share its resources with the front end. So now how CORS works is that CORS is HTTP headers based security mechanism where web servers or basically web servers or origins specify which origins can access their resources. So in our case, backend can specify if frontend can access it or not, and we can specify which origins can access, and we can also specify how they can access using these headers. These are the headers used in CORS. So access control allow origin is used to specify which origins can access resource of my server, and this one is can use to specify which methods can be used, which headers can be used, and can credentials be used or not, and what should be the max age. This we will come later how what this max age is, but yeah, that's how it works. Basically it's a HTTP header based security mechanism where if two origins are interacting with each other, if they are sharing resources, then browser makes sure that they are able to interact with each other only if they have proper CORS policies, or again CORS policies are nothing, they are just HTTP headers. So now before we see how CORS policies work, let's see what exactly origins are, means how we can say that this is this origin and this is cross origin, and how to differentiate. So origin is made up of three things or three parts: scheme or protocol, means HTTP and HTTPS; host or domain name, which will be example.com or blog.example.com or tricksumo.com like in this case; and then port number. So port number can be anything, 443 8080, things like that. For us it's 550 3000. So these are the port numbers. So consider this origin https://tricksumo.com. So if we consider this as origin, then all these will be considered as cross origin for this. Now I am showing this example that we can differentiate between origin and cross origin, and it will help us to understand why these two are considered as cross origin. Both are running in our system, it's completely secure, then why we are considering them as cross origin, why browser is blocking this request. So let's compare one by one. Here we have https tricksumo.com and here we have https example.com. Difference is that both have different domain name, that's why they are cross origin. This one https tricksumo.com, and here we have same thing but that port number is different. Default port is 443, here port number is 3456. Here this is http tricksumo.com, and this one is this one is https and this one is http. So here also protocols are different, so that's why this one will also be considered as cross origin with respect to this origin. Now let's see some more examples. So tab I closed. So here let's consider this as our origin. So this part will be considered as origin. It's http // store.company.com. So with respect to this one will be also these two will be considered as same origin irrespective of what we have after origin. Slash dir means after that whatever we have, we do not differentiate. If these three parts are same, then it's considered as same origin. Now this let's compare with this only. So this one and this one will not be considered as same origin because both have different protocol. One is HTTP and one is HTTPS. This and this will also be not considered as same origin because here protocols are same, domains are same, but port numbers are different. This one will be 80 port number, this one is 81 port number. And the last one, here port is 80, HTTP protocol, but the domain name is different. It's store.company.com, it's news.company.com. So I hope after these examples you are sure how we can differentiate what is origin and what is cross origin. Coming to this, we can see that both have same domain name and protocol, but port numbers are different. That's why our request is getting blocked, and these are treated as cross origins. Also, according to same origin policy, one more thing I will like to focus on is that if it's same origin, then CORS policy is never enforced. So if this origin makes call to resources of this origin, then it will never be blocked. It will be always bypassed or allowed. CORS policy come in action only if request is made to the different origin. Now let's go and see how CORS exactly works. Means what are steps. So let's take one example. Here I have two servers, example foo.com and example.com. For now, even example.com, let's suppose it's now even in the picture. So let's delete it. Only this part we have, and this is me. I access foo.com using my Chrome browser, and I make HTTP request. In response, I get some HTTP response with HTML, CSS, and JS. Page loads in my browser, and it makes some request back to the server. Those things also load again in my browser. But there is one request, there is one fetch call which is happening to example.com, which is cross origin, which is not same as foo.com. Then my browser will think that foo.com, page from foo.com is trying to load something from example.com. This looks suspicious. So let's go to example.com and ask them if they really want to share their resources with foo.com or not. So browser will think this, and then browser will make pre-flight request. So even before that request which page was going to make, even before that it will stop that request, and before that it will make this pre-flight request. And in that pre-flight request it will just make options method call, and it will just check if example.com really acknowledges that yeah, foo.com is allowed as allowed origin, means foo.com can access my resources. And it will also specify if foo.com can access using get, post, or put. It can also specify foo.com if I can take session tokens or access tokens of foo.com's. All these things will be provided by example.com's as form of CORS header to the my browser. Now if my browser finds that yeah, foo.com, example.com acknowledges the things which page from foo.com was trying to do, then it will just unblock the request, and it will make the actual API call, and the response whatever we receive, according to that things will happen in browser like this. If I come to this example, I will come to this example later, but here one important consideration is that if you see pre-flight request have star mark on it. So why I had placed star mark on is that there are some kind of requests which are considered as simple request according to CORS specification, and for those simple requests this pre-flight request mode is not there, means this pre-flight request call never actually happens. For that only HTTP request is made, and HTTP response. In response, if header is there, if CORS header is present, then only browser agrees and moves forward. But there is another category which let's call it, since it's not simple, let's call it complex request. So for complex request, pre-flight call is necessary for security purpose. Now let's go and see what are considered as simple request and what are considered as complex request. So here I will go. This is MDM documentation by Mozilla, and I'm in the CORS page, CORS documentation. So here, a simple request is the one which meets all these conditions. So in short, a simple request is one which a simple request is it might be get, it might be head, it might be post, and these are the headers which are allowed. So if it's get, head, post, and these these headers are there, then they are considered as simple request. But now suppose if it's post call and header is application JSON, because whenever we do post call we pass content type as application JSON, then that it will not be considered as simple request. It will be considered as complex request, let's say, and then pre-flight call will happen. But for, let's say, simple get call, I'm just requesting from localhost 5000 to localhost 3000, I'm just requesting something, it's less users, nothing else, then it will be considered a simple request. So that thing I wanted to mention, and we will see this part also in examples. So let's come to this, and this is our scenario. Our origin is localhost 550 and our cross origin is localhost 3000. Now let's see how to resolve CORS error here. So first thing is that in this case we are just making simple get call, so this pre-flight phase will not exist. Actually I will show how we can make this pre-flight request by making this get call non-simple. Means right now it's simple, so we will make it not simple or complex. So let's in documentation only at the bottom I will scroll down. I am using Express, but you might be using something else, so you can just go to this link, and this have all major backends or servers. So I'm using Express.js, you might be using Flask, so go to respective link, and here this is how we can add headers, CORS headers in the server. So if I go here in my code, this is my code. I just quickly give overview. So here I'm importing Express, and I'm starting server on 3000 port and just returning for slash path, means for root path, I'm returning hello world. And in index.html I have just one button, and if I do fetch call, if I click on that button, then this fetch call happens, and if it's failed, and fail status is mentioned. If it's successful, then whatever response I will receive from the API, that will be just shown in browser. So this is just very simple setup, and I am just going by documentation now. So here I will just paste the code, and it says whenever request comes to this path, add the header to the request, and add the header to the response, and response header name is access control allow origin. If you remember, we saw this header actually at the start, and here I will add the origin which I want to allow. So you might have guessed already, the origin which I want to allow is this. So I will copy and paste it, and there is one bug actually. If I hit this button, then it will not work. It should work, right? I provided my front-end URL, but it's not working. It's giving the CORS error. And in response, if you see, maybe just in response header, first thing what I want you to notice is that when I hit this button, there is no pre-flight request happening at all. Okay, and only one call is happening, and in that call also I'm getting proper access control allow origin and proper front-end URL, but still front-end this is getting blocked. Reason behind that is that we saw that origin is only this part, protocol, domain name, and port number. This slash is not required. If we add it, then it will not work. Also, I'm not restarting server or anything because I'm using NodeMon and live server for the front end, so everything is getting refreshed automatically. Now I will clear it and again run it. This time it's successful. If we see, this time that slash at the end is not here and it's working properly. So as you saw, this CORS thing is just header. We are just sending the header and CORS is resolved. So this is also sufficient and this can also be used, but in actual environment we just do not want to whitelist or allow only one origin. We might want to allow multiple origins, and there are other functionalities which we do not want to do like this straightforward approach. For that we can use libraries. So for Node.js, I had already installed this CORS library. So this is the library. You can install it using library or dependency. You can install it using npm CORS. So this is already installed. Let's replace this response.header, means the part where we are setting the header. Let's replace it by CORS dependency. So I will do const CORS equals require CORS, and then I will just copy the code and paste it here. It's not copied. Okay. Copy and paste it here. Okay, it's too big, right? Let's see what exactly is happening. So what I added extra is that I imported the CORS plugin, and then I have this array of allowed origins, whatever origins I want to allow. Then I have this object named CORS origins, CORS options. I have some extra things which I will comment for now. We will come back to them one by one, and then I am just using this CORS middleware like this by passing this options, CORS options, and CORS options contains allowed origins. Basically I can just pass the list here also, but this is better if we have long list. And here I have too many things. I will just keep let's keep one only, or let's keep three. Let's keep three. And yeah, let's see if it's working or not first. Yeah, there is no slash, so it should work. I will refresh. Oh, refresh is not required. Yeah, it's working. I'm getting the data. Now, I promise you that I will forget only. We will make it not simple, and then we will see this pre-flight request thing. So let's do that now. So for that, I will go to index.html, and here I just need to add some header. Here I'm doing the fetch call. In fetch call, this is the object where I had specified the method. Now I'm adding one header. I'm adding the header which is not part of those default headers which we saw in the documentation. Basically, I can add any header, I can add any value, and as soon as I add this header, browser will start seeing this as not simple request. So let's go to browser, means the tab. I will clear the network tab and paste the data. This time you can see the pre-flight request is happening. So first pre-flight request happened. It happened to localhost 3000. Request method is options, and this is the response which it received. So we are at this part. We did the pre-flight request and we got the CORS headers. So here we got the CORS headers. So in list of allowed headers, I got X custom header. In allowed methods, I got all methods. In allowed origins, I got the allowed origins. And since this origin is allowed, and this method is allowed, and this header is allowed, this request is successful, and it not got blocked by the browser. Now let's go to our backend, and here in allowed headers, let's remove the header. So this is another parameter which I can pass to this plugin. So in this plugin I will remove the allowed headers, and now if I make API call, I will create network and make API call. In pre-flight, this is the pre-flight. In pre-flight, I got allowed header as content type and authorization. Two headers I can pass. Since I can't pass this header, X custom header, my CORS request is blocked. My original request is blocked. So here we saw that pre-flight request and a CORS header. But if these CORS headers are not satisfying the requirement, our requirement was to send this header, X custom header. But if pre-flight request do not allow it, then request will be blocked. So yeah, this is example where pre-flight request is happening, but still this our request to backend is blocked because of CORS policy. Now let's undo the change here and save it, and now the call will happen and things will work. Here now you might consider that we are making the pre-flight request, and then we are making the actual request. This is very inefficient, right? Because for a single request we are making two calls, and if there is slow network, if the network is very slow, then it will take time. First pre-flight will happen, then this will happen, very slow, right? So now to fix it, what we have, we saw this header at the start only, right? We saw this header, access control message. So this header allows to cache the status of pre-flight request. So in simple words, what we can do, we can go to our CORS plugin arguments, and here I can just pass max age in seconds. Suppose I will pass 10 seconds for now. So I pass 10 seconds. Now what will happen when I hit this API first time, pre-flight will happen. After that, for 10 seconds, pre-flight will be cached. Let's do it. Pre-flight happened, this one. Now it will be cached. Pre-flight will not happen. See, only I'm clicking and only one call is happening at a time. See, pre-flight is once, and these are just API calls are happening directly without pre-flight, because pre-flight response is cached in the browser. Now if we wait for 10 seconds, then after 10 seconds pre-flight request will happen again. Let's wait. Yeah, 10 seconds might have passed. See, pre-flight happened, and then only our main call happened, the fetch call. So this was about this header max control is. So till now we saw max access control allow origin, access control allow header, access control max age, and then we have access control allow methods also. So this is the access control allow methods. Here I will not remove get and show you again same thing, but yeah, if suppose put is not here, so front end can't make put call to the backend. If you add this parameter, then whatever is in this list, only those methods are allowed. Now let's go to this another important header called access control allow credentials. So first let's see what might be the use case of this. So suppose I logged into this localhost, or here only I will come here. Suppose I logged into the foo.com using my username and password, and I got access token or even session token. But let's take access token. So I got access token. Now I want to pass that access token as part of my request to example.com, and in example.com I want that example.com do something with my access token. It verifies that access token is correct and then only give me something. So if I want my token to go with my this request, HTTP request after pre-flight, then I need to set header, this header, what was the name? Yeah, access control allow credential. I need to set the header access control allow credential at example.com. Otherwise my access token will not go. So let's enable it. And access token we generally store in cookies of browser. So to simulate that, I will create cookie here. In console, I will run this command document.cookie equals cookie name is cookie value and path is slash site, same site is lax. So once I hit this, if I go to application, cookies, look, localhost 550 here, the cookie I got, this is cookie name, this is cookie value. Now, for that, let's keep it disabled. Okay. Now, suppose when I make this API call, I want this cookie to go as part of request and I want to do something at the backend side. But for now, I will not do exactly something here. I will just log it. So I will do console.log request.cookies. And also I need to use the plugin. So that plugin is, I had installed it, cookie parser. So to read cookie in Express JS, we need to use this cookie parser dependency. So I will just import it, cookie parser, and just here we just need to do app.use cookie parser. Now it will make sure that if front-end is setting some cookie, it is available. And here I am logging the request.cookies. So now at front-end we have cookie stored here, and I want it to be sent to the backend. And I'm expecting that when I will make API call, this cookie will be sent. Remember that for now cookie is cookie name here, but it might contain token also for your use case. Suppose this is cookie name, I will call it, let's call it access token, let's call it access, and then this might be very big value, something like this. So yeah, let's keep it like this. It's look more like access token. Now if I make fetch call and see here, see object is coming as null. So what we can do at our front end, in fetch call we can set as credentials as include, and it will make sure that our front end actually sends this cookie. And let's see, yeah, now as soon as our front end wanted to end, or as soon as our front end started sending the cookie, CORS error happened. Reason behind that is that in CORS header, which it got after pre-flight request, there is no header access control allow credentials. Since that header is missing, that's why it's not allowing us to pass this cookie as part of our request. So for that, I need to go to here and do the credentials as true, which I did earlier. So it's done. We are doing from front end, we are making sure that front end is sending the cookie. From backend, we are making sure that yeah, credential is true. And now if I fetch, request is successful. In pre-flight, I can see that access control allow credential is true. And here also I got the access. I got the access token. Now I can use this access token to verify this token is valid, and then I should return or I should not return. That whole thing we can do here now. So these are the main headers which we use in CORS. We've covered almost all of them. We have access control allow origin, access control expose header. So expose header we had not seen, but it just specified the allow list of headers which can be exposed in the front end. And we saw this max age, we saw this allow credential, we saw allow methods, allow headers. So yeah, these are only 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 headers, CORS headers for now, and we explored 5 of them. So now next time you see the CORS header, no need to be afraid of it, just go ahead and add the headers. Even if you are not using the plugin, just make sure in your response which you are sending from backend, and if it's simple request, just add the headers, course headers, related to that, related to the scenario whatever you are trying to do from front end. Now this part, let's see. So we saw what is CORS. Now there is similar terminology called cross-site scripting. So I just wanted to mention that both are different things, because I generally used to get confused. I used to think that CORS and cross-site scripting are related somehow, but these are not exactly related. So CORS, we saw that it's headers based mechanism, which makes sure that a malicious domain can't access content of my domain or my server. But on other hand, what happens in XSS attack is that, suppose there is a site example.com and it gets infected by some hacker. Now if I go and access example.com, then it might execute some code and steal my important details like cookies and session tokens from my computer. So that's how XSS works. It's kind of security attack, whereas CORS is just a security mechanism enforced by the browsers. So now question is that can CORS bypassed or not? So we know that in CORS, server sends the header and browser enforce that CORS header. But if browser is not able to enforce that header, then CORS is of no use. So to bypass CORS, if you do request through Postman, then CORS error will not happen. If you use some plugin, you can use some plugins for Chrome, then also CORS error will not happen. Basically they can shut down the CORS error. And also you can use you can launch Chrome with web security disabled, and then it will not cause the CORS problem. So let's see that. So I have command prompt as admin opened here. Here I will run this command. So basically we are running the Chrome with web security disabled, and if I hit enter, it should basically open another instance of Chrome. Yeah, it opened. So here I have another instance of Chrome. Yeah, this one. So here we can see it's giving us warning that this it's opened with disabled web security, but yeah, we are just doing for testing, so it's completely fine. Now I will go back to here, and what I will do, I will just copy the front-end URL, and from allowed list I will just remove it. So now my front-end URL is no more allowed, and in my normal browser, if I will clear cache and everything, if I fetch data, then I will get CORS error like this. But if I go to here and go to advanced tab, here fetch is here neither pre-flight request is happening, nor this CORS error is happening, because browser is just not enforcing the CORS protocol or specification, and it's just bypassing the CORS. Similarly, if I go to Postman and try to hit my backend URL, then also I will not see the CORS error. So in short, CORS will be enforced or not, that depends on browser, and all major browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge and Safari all enforce this CORS security protocol. So yeah, this is it for CORS. So to recap, we started what is CORS, then we saw what is same origin and different origin, then we saw how CORS exactly works. Then we saw examples of CORS headers. We saw 5 types of CORS headers. Then we saw that CORS and cross-site scripting are totally different things. And then we saw that how it's responsibility of browser to enforce the CORS. So yeah, this is it for this video. Thanks for watching.